Yes, people, I hope you are doing wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome back to another episode of Corporate and Economic Laws. People, we will do a quick recap of whatever we have learned in the last lecture. The first concept that we learned was the open offer concept, which means if an acquirer acquires substantial amount of shares of the target company, he is required to give an exit opportunity to the public shareholders to sell their shares. Example, if Elon Musk acquires 25% of shares of Reliance Industries, he is required to tell the public that I am going to acquire significant control over the Reliance Industries. Those who want to sell their shares can sell it to me. This is how you are going to explain it to a person who does not have any technical knowledge. Now, what does SEBI says? Let's understand. SEBI says if Elon Musk acquires 25% shares of Reliance Industries, he is immediately required to make an open offer to acquire additional 26% of shares. Okay. For example, if a company has 100 shares, Elon Musk acquires 25 shares, immediately he is required to make an open offer to the public shareholders to acquire another 26 shares of that company. Okay. This is the first concept that we learned, people. The first trigger point was 25% trigger point. Okay. Next was 5% trigger point. Imagine Elon Musk holds already 30% of shares in the target company, that is Reliance Industries. Now he wants to acquire another 1% of shares in Reliance Industries. He is allowed to do so. He wants to acquire another 2% of shares in Reliance Industries. He is allowed to do so. He wants to acquire 3%, 4%, 5%. He is allowed to do so. The moment he increases his acquisition to more than 5%, immediately he is required to make an open offer to acquire additional 26% of shares of Reliance. So, in a single financial year, Elon Musk can only acquire maximum 5% of shares in a financial year. Now, this 5% trigger only becomes applicable after that 25% trigger is applicable. So, at least 25% shares I should hold in a company. After that only this 5% trigger point will be applicable. Okay. Again, I am telling you, people, if I am the acquirer, I want to acquire 25% of shares in Reliance Industries, I need to make an open offer to acquire additional 26% of shares. Now, assuming I hold 30% of shares in Reliance Industries, I acquire 3%, 4%, 5%, not a problem. But as soon as I acquire more than 5% in a single financial year, I am required to make an open offer to acquire additional 26% of shares of the company. Are we clear? Okay. The second thing we learned was minimum public shareholding, which should be at least 25%. If a company is a listed company, people, obviously public's money is involved, public's control should obviously be there if it's a listed company. So to have that control, SEBI has told that minimum 25% shares should be held with the public. Are we clear? Okay. Now the question is, if the acquirer wants to acquire more than 75% of shares in that listed company, is he allowed to do so? If an acquirer, after acquiring 20%, 30%, 20%, 30%, his acquisition is total 75% right now. Now, minimum public shareholding says it should be 25% with the public. So, 75% is there with me. 25% is there with the public. So, I cannot hamper this limit. If at all I want to acquire more shares of the public, what all conditions I am required to follow? Okay, there are 3 exceptions in which you can acquire more shares in addition to 75% shares. Number 1 is offer for sale, which says Bill Gates, Melinda Gates, Microsoft. These 3 are acquirer plus persons acting in concert. Okay, where is that mind map? Yes. Imagine a company has 100 shares. Bill Gates owns 40% shares. Melinda Gates owns 15% shares. Microsoft owns 10% shares. These people are promoters and these 2 are persons acting in concert. Now, who are the public who hold 25% shares? Number 1 is retail individual investors like you and me. Number 2 is high net worth individuals like Nikhil Kamath, and number 3 is big players, huge players like qualified institutional buyers like Life Insurance Corporation, SBI. Okay. Now retail individual investors own 5 shares. Nikhil Kamath owns 5 shares. Qualified institutional buyer, among that LIC owns 8 shares and SBI owns 7 shares, totaling all their shares to 100. Okay. Promoter plus persons acting in concert hold 75% shares of the company. Now what this rule says is, the moment Bill Gates even acquires single share from the public, immediately Melinda Gates or Microsoft have to sell 1% shares to the public so that minimum 25% public shareholding should be maintained. Again, I am telling you, Bill Gates acquires 1% shares from the public, immediately Melinda Gates or Microsoft have to sell their 1% stake to the public so that their public shareholding minimum limit is not hampered, okay, not changed. First offer for sale was this, people. Number 2 was qualified institutional placement. What this rule says is, supposing whatever decision Bill Gates take, Melinda Gates obviously says yes, Microsoft obviously says yes, you and me obviously agree to whatever Bill Gates says, Nikhil Kamath also says yes to whatever Bill Gates says, and LIC also says yes to whatever Bill Gates says, but there is that one person who obviously every single time disagrees with whatever Bill Gates says, that is SBI. This is just an example, people, okay? So whatever Bill Gates says, there is that one person in the company obviously who every time says, no Bill Gates, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. I don't want to hear whatever you are saying, but you are wrong. This is called as a troublemaker. So SBI is a troublemaker. So what Bill Gates decides is, I will purchase the shares of SBI so that he is removed from the company, and then I will sell these shares to qualified institutional buyer that like LIC, who is very cooperative with whatever I say. Okay. Again, I am telling you, to remove the troublemakers from the company, what Bill Gates decides is, I don't want the shares. What I will do is, I will purchase shares from SBI, I will sell it to LIC so that whatever decision I take, there won't be any troublemakers. So this is called as qualified institutional placement. This is the reason why such rules are made, people, okay? I'm not just explaining you the rules, people, because that will be explained by anyone. What I'm doing is, I'm explaining the reasons behind why such rules have been made, okay? Understood, people, understood? The third is, people, 2 exceptions I've told you. If at all the acquirer wants to acquire more shares, if he is already holding 75% shares and now he wants to acquire more shares, he is not allowed to do so, but under certain exceptions he is allowed to do so. What are those exceptions? Number 1 is offer for sale, Melinda Gates, Bill Gates, Microsoft. Number 2 is qualified institutional placement. I will purchase shares from the troublemakers. I will sell it to those who cooperate with whatever I say. Okay. The third exception is equity, increasing equity base. Let's say, which company is this? This is Swiggy. Okay. Swiggy company has 6 types of shareholders: Melinda Gates, Bill Gates, Microsoft, retail individual investors, high net worth individuals, and qualified institutional buyer. Okay. Swiggy has 100 shares right now. Now Swiggy wants to raise finance, so it issues new shares. Okay. Swiggy wants to raise finance, so it issues new shares. Now what this rule says is, the acquirer can acquire those shares provided 25 shares are given to the public. What this rule says is, if 100 new shares are issued, acquirer can acquire shares, but provided the public gets 25 shares, which means the acquirer can maximum acquire 75 more shares from the new issue. Are we clear, people? The crux is 25% should not be disturbed. If at all it gets disturbed, it should be immediately revived. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, till now, three things we learned. Concept of open offer. Under that, 25% limit we learned, 5% limit we learned. Number two, public shareholding, minimum 25% should be there because public's money is involved, that is the reason why it's a listed company. Number two, that is why minimum public shareholding 25% should be there so that public will have some amount of control over the company. Number three, if at all an acquirer who's already holding 75% shares, if he wants to acquire more shares, what are those three exceptions? Number one is offer for sale. If Bill Gates acquires, immediately Melinda Gates or Microsoft should sell those shares. Number two is qualified institutional placement. If there are some troublemakers in the company, we will purchase the shares from the troublemaker, but we will not keep it with ourselves, but we will sell it to those who cooperate with whatever we say. Number three is increasing equity base. If at all a company issues new shares to the public, what I will do is I will purchase such amount of shares so that the minimum public shareholding is not disturbed. Clear? Are we clear till here, people? I hope the recording is on. Perfect. Perfect. This is the second time I'm recording, people. The first time I recorded 30 minutes and then I realized that the recording was not at all started. Okay. So now I am 100% sure it is getting recorded. Okay. Let's continue. In this lecture, we are going to aim to complete three concepts. Beautiful concepts, people. Number one is voluntary open offer, and number two is preconditions for voluntary open offer, and number three is withdrawal of open offer. Okay. Now, what does voluntary open offer says? Let's understand. Voluntary open offer says an offer made by an acquirer to purchase shares from the public shareholders of a listed company even when the acquirer has not breached any threshold under SEBI regulations that would require a mandatory open offer. In simple terms, it is optional and initiated at the discretion of the acquirer to increase their stake or consolidate control on the company. So I did not understand any single thing. Let's understand this. Elon Musk holds 30% shares in the company. Which company? Reliance Industries. In Reliance Industries, Elon Musk holds 30% stake in Reliance Industries. Now, he wants to acquire more shares. There are two routes. Number one is there is only one route because he's obviously once he has already acquired 30% shares, he can only acquire by one route: 1% shares, 2% shares, 3% shares, 4% shares, 5% shares. The moment he crosses 5% share in a single financial year, immediately he is required to make an open offer to purchase 26% or more shares from the company. Are we clear? This is the rule. Now, Elon Musk does not want to go through that route. Okay, he does not want to get triggered by SEBI. What he is doing is 30% shares. Immediately, I myself am making a voluntary open offer to the public shareholders to acquire another 20% stake of the company. Okay, I want to acquire minimum 45 to 50% share stake in the company. I will not wait for SEBI that he will trigger me, he will tell me to make a mandatory open offer. I will not do that. I myself voluntarily make an open offer to the public shareholders to acquire certain amount of shares. Okay, this is what this concept says. Now the question is, why voluntary open offer? The reason is I don't want to follow the lengthy process of mandatory open offer. I am 100% sure that I want to acquire Reliance Industries. There is no doubt in that. So what I will do is I will myself make a voluntary open offer to acquire 20% stake. Okay, I will not follow the conventional procedure, that is slowly acquiring 5% in a financial year, not getting triggered by anything. Then next financial year I will again 5%, in the next financial year again 5%. I will not wait for the slow process. Okay, what I will do is once I have acquired 30%, immediately I will make a voluntary open offer to acquire 20% stake, so that immediately the company will be under my control. Okay, the focus is immediately the company should be in my control. Perfect? Yes. Now let's read it again. A voluntary open offer is an offer made by an acquirer to purchase shares from the public shareholders of a listed company, even when the acquirer has not breached any threshold under SEBI Regulations 2011, 25%, 5%. That would require a mandatory open offer. Till here, are we clear? In simpler terms, it is optional and initiated at the discretion, at the choice of the acquirer to increase their stake or consolidate their control in the company. Example of voluntary open offer: an acquirer A holds 30% shares in a listed company but has no obligation to make an open offer as they have not crossed any regulatory threshold. Acquirer A makes a voluntary open offer to purchase an additional 20% of shares from the public to consolidate their control to 50%. They set a minimum acceptance limit of 50%, 15%, meaning the offer will only proceed if at least 15% of shareholders tender their shares. Now let's understand this. Why this rule is, why such provision is made. Okay. Yes. Acquirer holds already 30% of the company. Clear? Now his goal is to acquire the company. Okay. Now if his goal is to acquire the company, at least 45 to 51% he should hold. Okay. So his goal is to hold at least 45 to 51% stake in the company. Now what he does is, he will not wait for the triggers to get mandated. What he will do is, he will himself make a voluntary open offer to acquire 20% of the company. Okay, he is holding 30%. Now he makes a voluntary open offer by himself to acquire another 20% of the company. Now, what if out of 20%, only 10% of public shareholder sell their shares? If only 10% of public sell their shares, he will be the owner of 30% plus 10%, making him 40% of the 40% of shareholding. Acquirer's goal is to acquire at least 45 to 51% of shares in the company. So he makes a voluntary open offer that I want to acquire 20% of the company. Public shareholder says, bro, I believe in your leadership, so I want to stay invested. But the remaining people says, no, I do not want to, I don't believe in your leadership, so I will sell 10% of my shares, which gives him shareholding of 30%, already it was, plus 10%, making him a shareholder holding 40% of the company. His goal was to acquire 45 to 51%, but now he is holding only 45% despite making such huge financial arrangements. He bought so many shares. After investing so much amount, he is only holding 40% shares. His goal is not at all matched. Okay, his goal is not achieved. So to stop such things from happening, what acquirers say is, I will make a voluntary open offer to acquire 20% of stake, but this voluntary open offer will only proceed if I at least receive 15% of shares from the company. Okay, are we clear? 15% makes him a shareholder holding 45%. If he does not receive minimum 15%, then he has got a choice to not proceed with the voluntary open offer. Are we clear? Okay, every single thing, every single rule that we are going to study, we are not just going to study the rules, but we are also going to study why such rules have been made. The goal was to acquire 45 to 51%, but only if 10% shares, 10% public shareholders are selling their shares. Is the goal achieved? No. When will the goal be achieved? When I receive at least 45 to 51%. So what I will do is, as I said, a minimum acceptance limit of 15%. If 15% shareholders sell their shares, then only I will proceed with the voluntary open offer, because otherwise there is no reason in investing such huge amount of money if my goal is not achieved, right? People, you can take a quick screenshot of whatever I have written right now. This is a mind map. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. Perfect. Let's understand the key features of voluntary open offer. 3 things we are going to learn. Number 1 is it is not triggered by any regulation. We have learned that. Number 2 is minimum stake acquisition. If an acquirer makes a voluntary open offer, he cannot say that I want to acquire 9% stake, I want to acquire 8% stake, I want to acquire 5% stake. Minimum 10% voluntary open offer acquisition should be made. Minimum 10% of offer should be made through voluntary open offer, then only the voluntary open offer will be valid. This is from the SEBI point of view. Now from the acquirer's point of view, the rule says the acquirer can specify minimum acceptance conditions, meaning the offer will only proceed if the shareholders tender their shares up to or above a specified level. Are we clear? 3 things we learn. Number 1 is it is not triggered by any regulation. Number 2, minimum 10% of shareholding. The acquirer must offer to purchase minimum 10% of shareholding from the public shareholders. 10% from the public shareholders. Number 3, from the acquirer side, he can tell that I need to receive at least minimum XYZ% of shares, then only I will proceed with the voluntary open offer. Are we clear? Perfect. Let's understand, why do acquirers make voluntary open offer? 3 things. Number 1 is consolidating control. Acquirer wants to consolidate control. That is the reason why they are making a voluntary open offer, right? Acquirers use voluntary open offer to increase their holding and gain strong control over the target company. Number 2 is defending takeovers, which says which means there is a company called Reliance. Elon Musk holds 30% of shares of Reliance. Mark Zuckerberg owns 30% of shares in Reliance. Remaining 40% is owned by 10% public, 30% by Mukesh Ambani. Now Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg both are in a strong competition to acquire Reliance as soon as possible. So during such time, immediately Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg will make a voluntary open offer that whoever wants to sell their shares, I will pay you 100 rupees, I will pay you 200 rupees, I will pay you 500 rupees. They will make a voluntary open offer to acquire 20% stake in the company, so that Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg will gain control before each other. Understood? You can draw this mind map. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Increasing stake, defending against takeovers. Increasing stake through voluntary open offer can stop potential competitors from taking over the company. Number 3 is market signaling. A voluntary open offer indicates the acquirer's confidence in the company's prospect, often positively influencing shareholder sentiment and the company's market value. Imagine I am already holding 30% of stake in Reliance Industries. I want to acquire Reliance Industries. So there are 2 routes. Number 1 is either I can acquire 5% in one financial year, then another 5% in one financial year, another 5% in one financial year. This is going to be a slow route. Nobody will even know that I am acquiring this company. This is first route. Number 2 is I am 100% sure that I believe in the Reliance Industries, and I believe that I can make Reliance Industries 10 times, 100 times, 1000 times huge if I acquire or gain control over this company. I believe genuinely in the Reliance Industries. So what I will do is immediately I will make a voluntary open offer to the public shareholders to acquire 20% stake, so that I can gain 50% stake in the company. Because of this, public shareholders will have an opinion that if I am investing such huge amounts of money by making a voluntary open offer and not by slowly, steadily, secretly acquiring shares, that means I am a genuine acquirer. I can make this company super big, so the public shareholder will have a very good opinion about me. Okay. Number two is it signals that if 5% stake I acquire gradually, slowly, secretly, that means I don't believe in Reliance Industries. No, gradually I'm just trying my luck that after some years if Reliance Industries will grow big and then I'll become a majority shareholder. This is not my goal. My goal is as soon as I acquire 30% stake, immediately I will make a voluntary open offer to acquire another 20% stake openly, publicly, that I believe in Reliance Industries, which says a voluntary open offer indicates the acquirer's confidence in the company's prospects. Okay, voluntary open offer is something that is very openly done. It signals confidence. Anything that is done openly, it signals confidence. Okay, three things we learned. Number one is consolidating control. Why voluntary open offer is made? Consolidating control to avoid takeovers from the competitors. And number three is signaling market confidence. Clear? If I get time, people, I will draw the mind map because right now I am running quick. I am running out of time, people. So these three small topics, I will not draw mind maps. If at all I have time, I will immediately draw. Okay? Perfect, perfect. Now with this, let's understand the next concept, that is the most beautiful one of today's lecture. That is, what are the preconditions for voluntary open offer? That means if at all I want to make a voluntary open offer, what all conditions I am required to follow. Okay. The first condition is the acquirer must hold at least 25% voting rights in the target company. Obviously, I have to hold at least 25% stake in the target company. After that, I can make a voluntary open offer. Are we clear till here? Number one is 25% minimum stake I should hold in a target company if at all I am the acquirer. Number two is the acquirer must not have acquired shares in the preceding 52 weeks that would trigger a mandatory open offer. The acquirer must not have acquired shares in the preceding 52 weeks of the voluntary open offer that would trigger mandatory open offer. Let's understand this. I know you didn't understand this. Where is it? किधर गया भैया? Oh my god, where is it, bro? Where is it? Chalo, no problem, I will draw it again for you guys. This is the timeline: 2024 2025. What this rule is saying is that if I am making a voluntary open offer in, let's say, 15th Jan 2025, my birthday, if I am making a voluntary open offer on my birthday on 15th January 2025, I should ensure that 15th January 2024. Okay. In the preceding 52 weeks, I should not have bought shares more than 5% in a financial year. If I acquire more than 5% shares in a single financial year, then obviously I am required to make a mandatory open offer to acquire additional 26% of shares. Okay, this is what this rule is saying, that if at all I am making a voluntary open offer right now, in the preceding 52 weeks, I should not have acquired shares of more than 5% in a single financial year. That would have mandated me to make an open offer to acquire additional 26% of shares. Are we clear, people? If at all I am acquiring shares through a voluntary open offer in the preceding 52 weeks, I should not have bought any shares that would have triggered me to make a mandatory open offer. Are we clear till here, people? You can take a screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. So two conditions we learned till now. Number one is the acquirer must hold at least 25% shares, voting rights, shares or voting rights in the target company. Number two is in the last 52 weeks, I should not have bought any shares that would have required me to make a mandatory open offer. Are we clear till here? Okay. Number three is no acquisition of shares is allowed during the offer period except under the open offer. Acquiring, okay, I will not use the word acquirer. Elon Musk is acquiring shares through an open offer, voluntary open offer. Let's say 10th January 2025 to 20th January 2025. Whoever want to sell their shares during this period can sell their shares to Elon Musk. Okay, whoever wants to sell their shares during between 10th Jan to 20th Jan can sell their shares to Elon Musk. Now what this rule is saying, that Elon Musk should only buy shares during this open offer period, but not do some private arrangements or buy from the market. So if I am acquiring shares through voluntary open offer, I should only acquire shares under the offer period. Okay, only in case of offer period. I should not make any private arrangements whereby I am making some different arrangements with some private shareholders, promoters, or purchasing shares from the market, because that will be an unfair thing to the people who are selling their shares through offer period. Are you understanding? If Elon Musk says, I will purchase your shares at rupees 500, he cannot make private arrangements with private shareholders for purchasing shares at rupees 600, 300 or 200, because he is treated in an unfair manner. If I am getting shares for rupees 500 rupees, if I am able to sell my shares at rupees 500 rupees, why would I sell my shares at 300 rupees? That is wrong. Number two is, if public shares are getting sold at rupees 500, why would why would Elon Musk do a private arrangements with a person who is selling his shares at 600 rupees? This is getting wrong with the public, right? This is unfair treatment towards the public side. Okay, so Elon Musk acquirer, if he wants to acquire shares, he can only acquire under the offer. You can take a quick screenshot, people. This is not allowed. Only this is allowed. No acquisition of shares is allowed during the offer period except under the open offer. During the offer period, I am only and only required to purchase shares from the public shareholders under that voluntary open offer. Okay, I cannot make private arrangements with some people or purchase shares from the market. Okay, those kind of purchasing are not at all allowed. Only through the offer period you are allowed to purchase the shares. Are we clear, people? Perfect. 3 conditions we learned. Number 1 is at least 25% shareholding. Number 2 is 52 weeks. I should not have bought any shares that would have required me to make a mandatory open offer. Number 3 is I should only purchase shares under the open offer. Are we clear? Third rule is this prevents the acquirer from influencing the market price of the shares or acquiring shares unfairly outside the offer process, which ensures unfairness and transparency for public shareholders. Example, acquirer A holds 30% in listed company. They announce a voluntary open offer to acquire an additional 20% from the public shareholders, and the offer period is from January 1 to February 15. Between Jan 1 and Feb 15, acquirer A cannot buy shares directly from the stock market, negotiate private deals, or acquire shares in any way except under the voluntary open offer process. They can only acquire shares that public shareholders tender during the open offer. Are we clear till here? We are not just learning the rules, people, we are also learning the reasons behind why such rules have been made. Perfect. Now, this is the most beautiful rule till now, which says after completing the voluntary open offer, the acquirer cannot buy more shares of the company for the next 6 months. After completing the voluntary open offer, the acquirer cannot buy more shares from the market in the next 6 months. Let's understand this beautiful concept, why this rule have been made. People, this is the reason, this concept is the main reason why I was waiting for this lecture to come. Okay, let's understand this beautifully. Okay, I will try to draw the diagram as neatly as possible. Who is this, people? This is Elon Musk. Elon Musk holds 30% shares in Reliance Industries. As soon as Elon Musk acquires 30% stake in Reliance Industries, every single shareholder will be of the opinion that Reliance Industries is going to be taken over by Elon Musk. As soon as Elon Musk acquires 30% of shares in Reliance Industries, immediately people will of the opinion that Reliance Industries will be getting taken over. Are we clear? Reliance Takeover. As soon as Elon Musk acquires 30% stake in Reliance Industries, every single public shareholder will be of the opinion that Reliance Industries is going to be taken over. Because of this, the share price of Reliance will start to increase. Because of this, rupees 100 will reach rupees 150. Okay, because people are expecting Reliance Industries to be taken over, the share price will start to increase. The reason why the share price will start to increase is because people, obviously, if an acquirer is going to purchase shares from the public shareholders, in order for the public shareholders to sell their shares to the acquirer needs to make an attractive offer, which means more than the market price. He needs to purchase those shares from the public shareholders. Then only they will sell their shares. Otherwise, they will not sell their shares. Okay. If public is expecting that their Reliance Industries shares will be sold at a price that is higher than the market price, immediately the demand for Reliance shares will start to increase because everybody wants to make quick profits. That is the reason why the share price of Reliance Industries will start to increase from rupees 100 to rupees 150. Now what happens is, as soon as Elon Musk, this is number one, as soon as Elon Musk acquires another 20% stake through voluntary open offer, as soon as Elon Musk again acquires 20% shares through voluntary open offer, the share price will again increase from rupees 150 to, let's say, 200. Okay. As soon as Elon Musk acquires another 20% stake through voluntary open offer, everybody, the share price will start to increase gradually. Now what happens is, this is number 2. Voluntary open offer is done. Now comes the main part of this concept. Now Elon Musk cannot purchase more shares in the markets. If it does so, let's understand what will happen. If Elon Musk start to purchase more shares from the market immediately after voluntary open offer, what will happen is the share price will start to increase from 200 to rupees 400, because Elon Musk is already Elon Musk has acquired 20% stake. Okay, now he is acquiring shares in the market gradually, slowly, very slowly is acquiring shares on the market. Now people, if Elon Musk acquires shares on the market, obviously it will be of large amount of shares. Okay, 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, 50,000 shares, that much amount of quantity of shares he will buy one time at a market, two times at a market, three times at a market. Because of this, the share price will start to increase rapidly because demand for that shares has increased. Okay, because of this, the share price will reach from 200 to 400 rupees. This is an artificial demand. Okay, artificial demand means it's not an organic demand, it's an artificial demand. Okay, now people are of the opinion that the share price, which was 200 rupees of Reliance Industries, has now reached 400 rupees in just a few period of time, just couple of weeks. How is this possible? Reliance Industries, whose shares was 200 rupees, now it has reached 2 times, that is 400 rupees, because Elon Musk was purchasing shares from the market. Now, public will be of the opinion that something big is going to happen in the Reliance Industries. Okay, something very big is going to happen in Reliance Industries. So, what public will do is, public who are already holding shares of Reliance Industries, they will purchase more shares so that they are of the opinion now that something big is going to happen. And the people who are not holding the shares of Reliance Industries, they will also purchase more shares of Reliance Industries, because every single person is of the opinion that something big is going to happen, because the price has doubled in a small period of time. Now, what will happen is, public shareholder, something big is going to happen. Because of this, public will also buy shares, and due to this, the share price will start to skyrocket in a very few period of time, because there's a lot of demand created in the market. Okay, so they will buy shares at rupees 400. Okay, public will buy shares at rupees 400, thinking that now it's going to be skyrocketed. 400 rupees will reach 800 rupees. This is called as artificial demand in the market. Public is only of the opinion that something big is going to happen. They don't know that Elon Musk is purchasing shares from the market. Public do not know that Elon Musk is purchasing shares from the market. They are only of the opinion that something big is going to happen, something big is going to happen. Okay, so they will buy shares at rupees 400. Now Elon Musk, after this, Elon Musk, because Elon Musk is purchasing shares, the price is getting increased, and because the price is getting increased, the public shareholders are also buying more shares. Okay, now at one point of time, if Elon Musk stops buying the shares, Elon Musk stops buying the shares, and stops buying the shares, or he sells small portion of shares. Okay, assuming because Elon Musk was buying shares, the price is getting increased, and because the price is getting increased, the public is also buying shares at rupees 400 rupees. Okay, so price is gradually getting skyrocketed, and at this point, Elon Musk decides not to purchase any more shares from the market, or he sells a small portion of the shares. What will happen is, immediately the price will immediately drop down. The price will fall down very badly. Okay, immediately, okay, stops buying the shares, and because of this, price of shares at rupees 400 will quickly fall to at the original price, that is, this is the original price, that is 200 rupees. Now people imagine those who bought shares at rupees 400, their share price is now rupees 200. Imagine their situation. Those who have invested 10 crores, 20 crores, they are at a complete loss. Such things, such manipulation should not happen. That is the reason why this rule is made, that after voluntary open offer, you should not buy shares on the market until 6 months period, so that within 6 months the market will stabilize and public will gradually evaluate the market and take decisions whether to buy or sell after within those 6 months. Okay, Elon Musk will not do any single damn thing in these 6 months after making a voluntary open offer. Whatever thing will be done will be only by the public. They will evaluate, they will think if it is right or wrong to buy more shares. Elon Musk will not do anything that will create artificial demand. And how artificial demand will be created? By purchasing more shares from the market. That is the reason why people that is the reason why this beautiful short rule has been made. After completing the voluntary open offer, the acquirer cannot buy more shares of the company for the next 6 months. Okay, did you understand, people? I will tell you once more again. In very short, quickly I will tell you again. Okay, Elon Musk purchased 30% of the company. Public is of the opinion that the company will be taken over. Gradually the price will start to increase from 100 to 150, not a problem. Then Elon Musk makes a voluntary open offer and acquires another 20% of shares in Reliance Industries. The price will start to increase again, 150 to 200. Not at all a problem. Okay. Now Elon Musk, what he does is, after making a voluntary open offer, he immediately starts to purchase shares from the market. Because of such huge amount of shares getting purchased in the market, the price will start to increase from how much? From 200 to 400 the price will reach. And because the price has reached till 200 to 400, people will have the opinion that something big is going to happen in Reliance. They do not know that Elon Musk is purchasing shares from the market. Public will be of the opinion that something big is going to happen. So what they do is, they purchase more shares, and those who are not investors, they also purchase more shares thinking that this 400 rupees will reach 800 rupees. And because the price has increased artificially, there was no real reason behind why such price is getting increased. The price has increased artificially, and at one point of time Elon Musk says, now I will stop buying, or I will sell a small portion of shares so that I can also make quick profits. Because I have purchased shares at 200 rupees, now the price has reached 400 rupees, I can make 200 rupees profit for every single share. So what he will do is, even if he stops purchasing shares or he even sells a small portion of shares, immediately the price will fall quickly from 400 rupees to 200 rupees. Those who bought shares at rupees 400 rupees, those who have invested lakhs and crores of money, everybody will be at a loss only because of just one reason, that is Elon Musk created artificial demand in the market, because of which such expectations were set on the share prices of Reliance. Such things should not happen. That is the reason why SEBI has made a rule that Elon Musk or the acquirer cannot acquire more shares from the market until 6 months of voluntary open offer, so that the market will take its time to stabilize itself and the people will also evaluate the market in a very right manner. Beautiful concept, people, beautiful concept. Are we clear, people? Is everybody with me? Perfect, people. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. People, this is how we are supposed to study every single rule that we are learning right now. The reason is, if you just simply learn the rules, you will definitely write in the exam, you will get marks. But tomorrow, the guy who knows why such rules have been made, he will have a greater advantage compared to you in the terms of career or financial opportunities, because every single organization wants someone who has got tremendous amount of knowledge, who understands what's happening and why it's happening. Okay, nobody wants a person who is super ignorant. Are we understanding, people? So that is the reason why I am taking such extra efforts to make you understand why such rules have been made. Okay, this has taken me a lot of time to do research, people. So because of this, I have come up with a thing where every single rule that I am teaching you right now, I am also ensure that why such rules have been made is told to you. Okay, this rule you will never ever forget in your life. This is my guarantee, people. Such a beautiful rule have been made by SEBI. You can take a screenshot, people. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Bam. So till now, 4 rules we have learned, people, or the preconditions of a voluntary open offer. Number 1 is at least 25%. Number 2 is 52 weeks he should not have acquired any shares that would have required him to make a mandatory open offer. Number 3 is no acquisition is allowed during offer period except under the open offer. He cannot make private deals or make private arrangements or purchase shares on the market. Not allowed. Number 4 is 6 months reason. After completing the voluntary open, the acquirer cannot acquire more shares until 6 months are over. Now there are exceptions under the 6 months rule. The exception is if you launch a voluntary open offer, okay, when Elon Musk purchased shares in the market, public were of the opinion that something big is going to happen, They don't know that Elon Musk is purchasing shares from the market. Now if Elon Musk says that now I want to purchase one more substantial amount of shares from the market, I am making a voluntary open offer, I am declaring it openly, publicly, then you are allowed. So if Elon Musk launch another voluntary open offer, he is allowed. Number 2 is they participate in a competing open offer. Elon Musk has acquired shares, 30% shares. Now Mark Zuckerberg, within 3 months, he has also acquired 30% stake. Now if I want to stop Mark Zuckerberg from taking over the company, I can make another open offer to compete Mark Zuckerberg. Are we understanding? Okay. 6 months rule is there. Under that, 2 exceptions. Number 1 is launching another voluntary open offer. Number 2 is participating in a competing open offer. A situation where another acquirer announces a takeover offer for the same target company. Next is an acquirer can make an open offer by prescribing minimum level of acceptance. We learn this. We are done, people. Beautiful rules we have studied in this lecture. And then withdrawal of offer also we will learn. Okay. Preconditions of voluntary open offer. Number 1, at least 25% shares or voting rights shall be held by acquirer. Number 2, acquirer must not have purchased shares that would require him to make a mandatory open offer in the preceding 52 weeks. No acquisition of shares during the offer period except under open offer. No purchasing of shares from the market until 6 months of voluntary completing voluntary open offer. Exceptions: number 1, another voluntary open offer or participate in a competing offer. Means Reliance, Elon, Mark 30%, 30%, and participate in a competing offer. Are we clear till here, people? You can draw this mind map, people. Mind map. I'll zoom in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. People, please ensure to draw the mind map, because mind maps is the most important thing when you are learning any single damn thing, so that you can remember, learn, and then write easily in the exam in a very fast and the efficient way. The reason is, before exams, if you just read from the notes or from the module, it's going to take a lot of time. You will end up doing mug up and still you will not be able to remember anything. But if you draw this mind map immediately when you write during exams, you will immediately remember yes, I have this mind map in my mind, this red line, Elon Musk, Mark, diagram. Every single thing will be registered in your mind so that you can easily recollect whatever you have learned in the mind maps, and then you can write in your own words. Simple, people. No rocket science at all. Okay. Perfect. All right. All right. So withdrawal of open offer. How long is this? Yes, people, in the next lecture we will be thorough with the takeover code. We will be done with the takeover code. Okay. The next lecture we are going to learn when can an offer be withdrawn, what are the obligations of a target company, what are the obligations of an acquirer company, what is the meaning of escrow, and then we will be done, people. Independent director's recommendation we will learn. Exemptions under which open offer trigger will not be applicable. We will also learn exemptions over there, and then we will be done, people. In the next lecture we will be complete that chapter. All right, people. All right. If you found this video useful, please share it with your friends, people. And then if you want, if this notes, people, you know how I have made these notes. But for the viewers who have not watched my previous videos, let me tell you that every single sentence, every single concept I have taken from the module, which is super bookish. You will not be able to read, understand it, learn. It's going to be a very difficult thing. What I did is I have rewritten and restructured every single concept, every single line in my own words, so that you will be able to learn it, understand it in a very easy manner. Plus, I've also included lots of case studies and examples so that you will be thorough with the entire concept. And then there is mind maps, people. Mind maps will help you recollect, revise, learn whatever I have taught you in the quickest way possible. And then we will be solving question papers, lot of question papers, and then there is nobody who is going to stop you from getting an exemption in corporate and economic laws, because there is not even a single thing that we have not learned. In fact, we have learned a lot. Okay, if there's only 50 topics we have learned in the module, I have ensured that you have learned 100 topics, because every single rule that we have learned, we are also learning why such rules have been made. Okay, this makes you write answers in the exams in the beautiful way. Okay, you will easily impress the examiner, getting you highest marks as possible. Okay, this is my promise, people. You will easily score an exemption in corporate and economic laws if you study how we are studying right now. Okay, if you want these notes, people, you can contact Hgpa. You will get your notes. There's a link in the video description. You can contact over there. And then, yes, people, that's all. That's all from my side. If you found this video useful, please share it with your friends. Hit the like button and comment what you have liked in this video. If you have any single doubt, you can also drop it into comment section, or you can WhatsApp me. My number is there in the YouTube link below. Yes, people, that's all from my side. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one.